UCLA, Oregon. Oregon is a 6-point home favorite. Over under 70.5. I'm assuming you might pimp the over. I would not play the under, even though totals in the 70s unders have done really well, because you can't have anything go wrong. It's kind of like a NFL total that's 54, like what happened with the Bills and Chiefs game. Like the Bills went down the field, red zone turnover, Chiefs red zone turnover. Good night, you're done, right? So like if that happens early on in Oregon, you can live bet the over, but you might be done. But there should be a ton of points in this game. Both teams, if you just look from a metric standpoint on offense, are top 10 units across the board. Bo Nix has been tremendous. It's also home Bo Nix. Let's get a drop. I feel like we haven't got Bo Nix drops in a while. So the question is UCLA ready for this test? I was on UCLA against Washington. I was on UCLA. So were you. And we were on UCLA against Utah. But I do think that the Oregon defense, now it does have some holes in the back end, has more talent than both. Like the Washington defense was exposed, and we knew that was going to happen. And then Utah's defense also has major issues. Both teams also struggle. I think that their defensive fronts are not as strong as Oregon's. I don't think UCLA is going to be able to run it successfully here. So it's going to come down to what can DTR do with his legs, like his scramble ability, and then can he keep up through the air? Just everywhere you look, all the offensive metrics are elite. Like it's trying to crack, all right, who's played a better schedule? I mean, we saw Oregon play Georgia. They got blown out, but they moved the ball. Like their success rate was really high, which is really promising. And it was like the first game with Bo Nix and the new coaching staff. So I would, I'll get your thoughts on it first, and then I'll respond.
Listen,
how do you break this one down?
I think you're going to be able to print this box score off on Saturday night and laminate it and stick that shit in the Smithsonian. This is the most unbelievable offensive, heavy stats I've ever seen. So let me give you.
And they're fast.
Yeah, and they're fast. 23.6 seconds per play for UCLA. Let me give you the reasons why. And hey, Colin doesn't like to play overs in the 70s, but let me give you reasons why I think we should. First off, DTR is going to have zero pressure. The Oregon defense is outside the top 100 in pass rush. Clean pocket. UCLA is 6th in standard down success rate. What does that mean? They're always ahead of schedule. They're always close to a first down. The Oregon defense is outside the top 100 in defending the pass, which means that play action that's getting set up the whole time for DTR to his tight ends it's going to be there all day. Oregon is 129th in third down defense. They're only better than Colorado and Florida on third downs on defense. They can't stop anybody. Bo Nix, you go to the other side of the ball. Bo Nix will have zero pass rush. Oregon is the best offense in the nation in pass blocking.
I think they've only given up like 2 sacks all year.
Yeah. Oregon is number 1 nationally. I said standard down success rate. UCLA was 6th. Oregon's number 1. UCLA is outside the top 75 in defensive success rate. So Oregon's going to move the chains at an extreme pace. Neither of these defenses cause any havoc, and both of these teams have massive edges in offensive finishing drives. As a matter of fact, the Ducks are 123rd in defensive finishing drives. You cross the 40-yard line in this game, you get 6 points. Really, it's who can stop the other at the 50-yard line. But
so we could bet this over 7.5.
I bet it.
That's the way I was leaning.
Yeah, and let's be realistic here, right?
Will both teams get the 35? I think that's fair.
How do they not? And so I think,
it would just be flukes. And I also expect both teams to be aggressive on 4th downs. Like it's just going to be pressing. And then you're not going to get like 50 at the 50. We're going to punt it. And then try to pin, like it's just, 4th and 5, it's going to be, let's go for it. And I think both coaches understand that. The scramble ability of both quarterbacks against these defenses is massive. The Oregon offense, I think people don't know just how good it is yet. And UCLA's offense is all they've done is pass every test. And I've talked about DTR is a different player this year, and the market still doesn't know, I don't think, how good UCLA's offense is. So I was leaning over. I've always just shy to bet over 70.5.
yeah.
anything in the 70s. It's like 70% to the under over the past 5 years. But it's low 70s here, and I agree. I think all the ingredients are here, and it'll be damn fun. Who's calling this? Who's calling this game? Gus Johnson? Is Gus Johnson calling this game? I'm going to bet the over right now if he is.
I want to set some props. You and I'll just we'll talk about this on Sunday. I'm setting the number of first down props at 28.5 per team, and I'm setting the number of scoring opportunities, drives past the 40 at 8. So we'll see how good I am at predicting exactly. There's going to be so much offense in this game. Like a third down stop is like spotting Sasquatch for you Pacific Northwest people. So I mean, I just cannot listen. 72 is key in the 70s, kind of. It's like 1.9% of games land at 72. 69 is like 2% of games land at 69. So 69,
I don't think it's going to go down to 69.
No, it's not. No, the total won't, because I'll be there in line to hit it. But all I'm saying is just I would act accordingly. Know what your key numbers are, because if for some reason Chip Kelly or Dan Lanning go for it on fourth down and they don't get it, it's considered a stop, considered a turnover on downs, and you may want to hit a live number. 69 would be the one I'd look for. But yeah, over 70.5, over 71. Just
all right. I'm betting the total.
This game
is going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.